So this was my 6% GBPUSD buy trade, and in this video I want to walk you step by step through my trading plan and show you what I look for at every step. I think you're gonna love this one. Alright guys, so these are the steps I go through before I place any trade. And by the way, I don't think I've said Happy New Year to you guys. Happy New Year guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Alright, without any further ado, let me take you straight to this. If you try to skip this video, you will miss out on very valuable information. So I advise you to watch this video. I'll try to make it as short as possible, but you have to follow every step of the way so you don't miss out on any of the steps. Each step is as important as the other one. This is the first step. It says here identify a 4-hour break of structure. Okay, so let's come to the 4-hour chart. This is actually the 4-hour chart if you look up here. All right, the first thing I want to do here is to start from this point. This was a clear break of structures to the upside, so I'll just mark this. So this is a blank chart. I have no drawing on the chart, no drawing whatsoever on this chart. Okay, so you can see this is a blank chart, but we can identify a break of structure on the 4-hour up here. And the next thing is to mark this other high, because there was another break of structure right there. All right, so just call this 4-hour break of structure. Do the same for this one, 4-hour break of structure. Now step 1 has been done. This is step 1. What I also like to do after step 1 is to identify my range I'll be working with. This is the range, that's the top, and this is the bottom. Awesome. So once I do this, I know I'm trading within this range. I hope you're with me. Let me just use this arrow to show you. So I'm trading within this range from the top to the bottom. This is my range. Once this has been done, we go to step 2. What does step 2 say? Step 2 says identify premium and discount zone. Awesome. This is also very important, a very important step. What I do, or what I use for this, is my Fibonacci tool. So I'll just grab the tool right here, begin from the bottom, drag it all the way to the top, the highest point right there. Okay, let me quickly show you the settings of this Fibonacci tool. Very easy setting, very simple. What I do is I turn off every other setting and I leave just the 0.1 and 0.5. okay, and then for the background I turn it all the way down. If you increase this, you will see that it will show that this is very dark. Okay, you can see I don't like it this way. Some people leave it this way, but for me I prefer it transparent, so I just move it all the way down and then okay. Now this is my setting, pretty simple. If you need to pause the video to get that setting, please do that. Okay, now we've done step 2. Step 2 says identify premium and discount zone. Now above this line is my equilibrium line or equilibrium point. Above is the premium zone. This is where I want to sell from, and below this mark is my discount zone. This is where I want to buy from. I hope this is clear enough. So if price is down here, I want to buy. If price is above here, I want to sell. So because this was a bullish break of structure, I'm definitely looking for buys. Okay, now we are done with step 2. Let's look at the next step. The next step here says step 3, mark out well-priced 1-hour order block with imbalance and liquidity or inducement. So when we say well-priced, what it means is, because I want to buy, whatever order block I'm marking should be in the discount zone. So let's go to the 1-hour and look for our well-priced 1-hour POI. So we're going to go to the 1-hour now. So this is the 1-hour chart. All right, this is the 1-hour chart. Another thing I like to do, let me just do that quickly. Once I've marked my Fibonacci tool like this, I like to move it to the side so it doesn't obstruct me when I'm working on the chart. So like so, and then I can see this mark right there. I know I'm buying below it and I'm selling above it. Okay, now this is out of the way. What I want to do is I want to mark my POIs. At this point, I can see that there is a very nice POI sitting right here below this discount zone, or on the discount zone. So this is my POI. I'll just mark this and I'll call this my 1-hour POI, and then the extreme. So I'll only trade from 2 POIs. I'll probably record a video to show you the 2 POIs I focus on. So that was the first POI I'm interested in. This is the other POI I'm interested in. So I want to take a buy from this first POI. If this doesn't hold, then I'm looking for a buy right here. Let's see what happened eventually during the week. So at this point, we'll now go and look at the next step. So I've marked my well-priced POIs on the 1-hour time frame. I think we are missing something. It says, let's read that again. It says we should actually mark out well-priced POIs with imbalance and liquidity or inducement. So the POI must have imbalance, liquidity or inducement. So at this point, I can see up here from the first POI that this was a clear liquidity sitting up there. So that was liquidity, or that's inducement. I can also see that this POI has imbalance. So I think I'll also record a video. So I'm making all these promises. I'll try to keep up. Record a video that explains what imbalance is for some of you that may not know what an imbalance is. So this point up here, this gap between our POI or order block in this case is the imbalance. So you can see that's the imbalance just above the order block, this space. You can see that this space right there, price did not mitigate it before it went up. Let me show you this space. All right, this space in between this POI and this inducement. So this is what we call imbalance. As you can see, this has imbalance, so it qualifies for a valid POI. The one below also, let's see if it has imbalance as well. Awesome, this also has imbalance, so this also qualifies for a valid POI. Now let's also mark out the inducement on that POI. So I'm just going to mark out this inducement like so. So this is our inducement. So we've done this part now. I think this is step 3. Let's look at the next step. We are good to go at this point. Let's see what the next step says. The next step here says refine 5-minute order block within 1 hour order block. Now I'm going to go to the 5-minute time frame to refine these 2 order blocks. I have marked this one and this one. Those are the 2 order blocks I'm interested to buy from. Let's go to the 5-minute time frame. All right, so on the 5-minute time frame, we're just going to move back in price and see if we can find a 5-minute order block sitting inside the 1 hour order block. Right here I can see that there is a 5-minute order block right there. I hope you can see that 5-minute order block right there, but this is a very tiny order block, so I'll take the candle above it, the entire candle above it all the way down as my order block, because the one below is too tiny. Price might not come there before it reacts. All right, so that's my 5-minute order block. I'm just going to change this to 5-minute order block, and then let's look at this other order block below and see if we can find a 5-minute order block sitting inside the 1 hour order block. All right here I think we can find, awesome, we can find a 5-minute order block right here sitting inside this 1 hour order block. I think there are 2. There's another one here, the extreme one down here, but once I mark the first one, there's no need to mark the second one, because of course when I'm taking my trade above, I'll protect it below the second order block, so there's no need for the second marking. So I'll just extend this. Let's go back to the 1 hour time frame so we can extend this quickly. Extend this all the way to the current price like so. That's done. Let's do the same for the second POI. We move it all the way like so. Now this has been achieved. Let's see what the next step says we should do. I hope you're following this all the way up to this point. If you're enjoying this video, you know what to do. Go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because hey, guess what guys, this year I'm going to give it to you guys hot value all the way. All right, so step 5 now says wait for price to mitigate your order block or POI. At this point we are good to go. We're just going to wait for price to come to our order block, and then we can now focus on our entry. So now let's look at what price does. I'm just going to play price forward now. So we are waiting for buys. We want price to mitigate this. Let's play price and see what happens. All right, now let's observe price quickly. I'm going to play this as slowly as possible, as much as I want to be fast, because once this passes I can't go back. So once I play this, I'm using FX replay for this, so if I skip any candle too fast, I won't be able to go back in time, so I need to be careful here. Awesome, now price has mitigated our 1 hour POI, and this was on what day now? I think this was on a Monday, Tuesday. This was on Tuesday. You can see, so this, see the dates below. I hope you can see the date with the black bar below. It says 10 a.m. on Tuesday. So I can go to the 5-minute time frame now and see if I can find an entry. All right, let's see if I can find an entry right there. Let's just move this backward a bit. All right, so at this point we are going to play it again slowly. Okay, there was no entry for us here because my entry is pretty straightforward. I would like to see a single candle order block, so a close above this candle would have been my entry. Don't worry, when we get to the entry part I'm going to show you that. So this order block has been invalidated. I'll just delete this. All right, so we go back to the 1 hour time frame. At that point we know that this order block has been invalidated, so if we are going to be buying, because price is now in our discount zone, so it means we can look for buys from this zone. All right, because price is below this equilibrium at this point. So but let's see what price does. We have another POI down here that we are waiting for price to get to, and that we can now decide what we do when price gets here. So let's play price on the 1 hour time frame and see what happens. All right, so price just mitigated our inducement, so let's see what happens if it gets to the 1 hour order block. I'll play this again on the 1 hour time frame. Before I get to my 5-minute time frame, I always want to see a close of a 1 hour candle, which is why I'm playing that now, because that's what I would do So if price is close to my POI, like in this case, I don't just go to the 5 minutes time frame, because sometimes price might get this close and then the 1 hour candle will give you an entry and close below it. From backtesting, I've seen that has actually made me lose some trades. So now I wait for the 1 hour candle to close before I go to the 5 minutes time frame. At least let the 1 hour candle at least mitigate my 1 hour POI, then I can now go to the 5 minutes time frame. So let's play again. Awesome. So at this point now we can see that a 1 hour candle close has occurred, and now it is sitting on our 1 hour order block, and that it has also mitigated our 5 minutes order block. So now I go to the 5 minutes time frame. All right, so I'm on the 5 minutes time frame. I think it's time for us to look at our entry criteria and see what we are looking for. I have 3 entries here depending on what price does. So the first entry says enter with single candle order block. All right, when price mitigates 5 minutes POI within 1 hour POI. That's the first entry, and I think that's exactly what happened here. Price mitigated a 5 minutes POI within our 1 hour POI. So what is my entry? My entry is single candle order block. All right, single candle order block, which is what I marked as SCOB, single candle order block right there. All right, so let's see if we can find a single candle order block for us to take the entry right here. I'll just adjust this a bit and see. Okay, so let's look at this now. You can see right here that price is still on our order block, so this will be my single candle order block. Let me move this out of the way a bit. Awesome. So let's call this our single candle order block entry. For this to be a valid single candle order block, price has to close above this box. So let's play price and see. All right, that was a wick above it. For me to consider any other candle, this box, a candle has to wick below it or close below it. All right, so for now I'm still considering this. I want price to close above it. I'm just going to extend it like so. So I'm waiting for price to close above it. So let's see what happened. It didn't close above. Now price has wicked below this, so I'll extend it downwards and adjust it to the new candle because it closed below the first candle I was looking at. So now I'm waiting for price to close above this candle. So this is what I would do on the 5 minutes time frame until I get an entry. Awesome. Voila, here. This is the close above it, and this is my entry on the 5 minutes time frame. At this point, I will grab my entry tool, place my entry above. All right. I think this was a 20 pips trade on GBPUSD on Tuesday. All right, so I'll just adjust this. This was a 20 pips trade, and this was a market entry. I entered this trade instantly using market entry or instant entry, instant execution. All right, so yeah, this was, I'm just trying to get the 20 pips exact. Awesome, I think I got that now. So let's look at this on the 1 hour time frame. We've gotten our entry on the 5 minutes time frame. We just want to be sure that our stop loss is being protected below this 1 hour order block, and that's exactly what is happening. You can see it's being protected below this 1 hour order block. Now I'm going to play price and see what happens. So my target was the top right here. That should have been like a 5% trade. So we're going to play this now and see exactly what happened. Let me adjust that again. Okay, let's play this. All right, so before we play, let me enter the trade. Place order. All right, 1%. So I'm risking 1% to earn 5%, and then it was a market entry, so market execution, save, and then right here we want to play. So the trade has been set. You can see my entry up there. You can see my take profit. So now I'm going to play price and see. All right, so I'm in this trade now, tagged in, play around, and I'm out of this trade. So this trade has taken me out for a loss. If I show you the P&L right here, you can see closed trade. You can see here minus $1,000. Of course, this is not my exact account balance. I'm just using this to show you guys a simulated experience of the trade I took. So at this point, I'm just going to delete this because, of course, price has taken me out for a loss. But price is still in an area we are interested in. So at this point, what was the time now? The time was 4 p.m. I was still interested in taking trades. I'll just delete this POI. What we can see right here now is that price has given us something different. Now the low has been transferred, or the low has to move from this point now because price swept liquidity to the downside. This was a sweep of liquidity right here. So this low would be transferred from this point to this point. This becomes my recent low, and then this, I will now call this my liquidity sweep. Okay, I'll just call this liquidity. Okay, price swept liquidity at that point. Now let's look at, I'm still interested in taking buys from this point, so let's look at the next entry. So this was the first entry, single candle order block on my 1 hour POI. The second entry says I should look for 5 minutes chalk plus inducement plus single candle order block, but the criteria is when price reacts from 1 hour order block without mitigating any 5 minutes order block. So this is not an option because price definitely mitigated our 5 minutes order block. The third entry is where we are now interested in. This third entry says if price sweeps, all right, let me show you this right here. When price sweeps, I hope you can see that. When price sweeps my 1 hour POI, this is the entry I want to focus on, and this was the entry I took on the next trade. All right, so it says wait for 1 hour single candle order block or a 1 hour chalk. Either of them works. Wait for a 1 hour single candle order block or a 1 hour chalk. Most times they go hand in hand. One most times doesn't happen without the other one. Okay, so once this single candle order block on the 1 hour time frame or chalk happens, I want to also see a 5 minutes chalk and then inducement plus 5 minutes single candle order block. So this is a little bit complicated, but it's pretty simple. I'll show you this on the chart right now. So now we want to see what price would do at this point. Where is our single candle order block? This is a potential this week that came and swept liquidity, is a potential single candle order block. What I'll do is I'll just mark this and wait for price to do its thing. So this would be my point of interest. I'll turn this to a 1 hour POI. Nope, 1 hour POI. All right, so now we want to see a candle close above this box. This will now confirm that this is a valid single candle order block. Let's play price. Price didn't close above it, so we still wait. Price didn't close above it. I'll adjust this above. I want to see a close above that. Don't forget, just like we did on the 5 minutes, if price wicks below this box, then I would adjust to that candle that wicked below. But at this point, any candle that closes above, I'll keep increasing the box above. Okay, so let's do this. Let's play this. Price is still in the box, hasn't closed above. At this point, price has closed above. But let's look at the time. This was now the next day. Look at this. This was 3 a.m. the next day. At this point I was sleeping, so I wasn't really seeing, I wasn't watching the chart. So I'm going to play price to when I start looking at the chart, which is 6 a.m. in the morning. That's when I start looking at my chart. So let's play price 3 more hours, 3 more candles after this. This was 3 a.m. so 3 more candles. 1, 2, okay, so that was 1. Let's see what's the time now. Okay, 4. That was 1, 2, 3. So this is now 6 a.m. exactly. So this is 6 a.m. This is when I'm looking at the chart. So when I came to the chart, what did I see? At this point I saw that this single candle order block has occurred, and then there was a chalk. So I'll just delete this, and then I would take this to there and mark out my chalk. I like calling this sweep actually, or shift rather. I like calling this shift. So this was a shift to the upside. So now we've achieved a shift on the 1 hour time frame. We've also achieved a single candle order block. It says here 1 hour single candle order block, 1 hour chalk. So this chalk is actually my shift. Okay, now I will find the POI that led to that chalk on the 1 hour time frame, and this right here is the POI that led to that 1 hour chalk or 1 hour shift. What's the next thing it says I should do? It says I should look for 5 minutes chalk and inducement. Okay, so look for 5 minutes chalk and inducement. So at this point I'm interested in inducement on the 5 minute time frame or the 1 hour time frame. It doesn't really matter at this point because liquidity has been swept. So if I see inducement on the 5 minutes, it's fine. If I see inducement on the 1 hour, it's fine. Any of them that plays out. So now I would go to the 5 minutes time frame to look at what price is doing around this point. Okay, and don't forget, always we will refine this box. We will refine this on our 5 minutes to get our 5 minutes POI within the 1 hour POI. So let's do that. Okay, so at this point right here, we want to see if we can find a 5 minutes POI within this 1 hour POI. So let me just grab this arrow. So this point right here is my POI, but then it's the shadow of the candle, not necessarily the body of the candle. If you want to mark the entire body of the candle, it would be from this top all the way down here. But then I like my 5 minutes POI to be within the 1 hour POI. So I'll just raise this down, move it all the way down. So this would now be my 5 minutes POI. I'm waiting for, if price comes in here, then I'll wait for a single candle order block on the 5 minutes time frame. Now this has been done. The next thing is inducement. Let's look for inducement. I can see inducement or liquidity above. Everywhere above you look, you can see liquidity. So there's liquidity up here. Don't forget guys, I'm not interested in taking any trades above here because this is the 1 hour order block that led to this chalk, this shift up here. So I'm interested in taking trades only from the 1 hour order block. Now price might come here, take out this liquidity and continue to the upside and continue to the upside. That's fine. That's totally fine. You get into some, you miss some. It's part of the game in the forex forex market, but you want to stick to one thing so your edge can play out. Okay, so this for me was my inducement or liquidity. I use them interchangeably because for me they mean one and the same thing. All right, so now this was my 5 minutes POI within the 1 hour POI. At this point we are waiting for price to come in here, then we can look for a single candle or the block on the 5 minutes time frame for entry right there. So let's play price and see what happens. I'll play this on the 1 hour time frame now. So once again, this is the entry we are paying attention to this third entry here, 1 hour single candle or the block or chalk, 5 minutes chalk and inducement plus 5 minutes single candle or the block. So this is the final part of the entry criteria we are waiting for, 5 minutes single candle or the block. Okay, so we've seen that this is a 1 hour chalk right here, 1 hour change of character. We've seen a 1 hour single candle or the block, which is what we are sitting on right here. This POI is a 1 hour single candle or the block, and then we've seen a 5 minutes chalk, all right, which went to the upside. So whenever this chalk happens, it's definitely happening on the 5 minutes time frame as well. All right, so at this point we are waiting for our single candle or the block on our POI. So let's play price. Enough of the talking. You can see price came all the way, but it didn't mitigate our 1 hour POI at this point. So you can see price didn't mitigate a 1 hour POI, so we are good. Let's play price again, the next 1 hour candle. Let's see what happens. All right, next one. Like I said, I always want to go to the 5 minutes entry time frame at the close of a 1 hour candle. So let me just adjust this, and now I'm going to play price and see what happens. Awesome. So you can see right here, this 1 hour candle has closed. So at this point I'll go to the 5 minutes time frame and see what's happening right there. So you can see that price has mitigated 5 minutes refined POI within the 1 hour POI, and price has also given us an entry. Price has given us a single candle or the block. I'll just move this out of the way and adjust this as well. So now I'll just adjust this. So this was our inducement. So inducement liquidity was swept at the top right there, and then it finally mitigated our 5 minutes POI within the 1 hour POI. So where is our entry? Right here. So you see, this is why I like to wait for the close of the 1 hour candle before I get in, so I don't get emotional. Now the 1 hour candle closed and gave us this entry right there. All right, so this was a single candle or the block on the 5 minutes time frame entry. So this was my 5 minutes entry, a single candle or the block. Adjust this properly. Now we place our trade. This was on a Wednesday. The first trade I took that was a loss was on a Tuesday. This one now was on a Wednesday. I think this was a buy stop. This was not an instant execution. The moment this happened, I just set my entry and protected my stop loss below. This was a 16 pips entry, I remember correctly. All right, my stop loss was below this line. Okay, let me just get that. Awesome, 16 pips. Now let's adjust this quickly. So this was our exit point because this was definitely in our premium zone, so price might come here and begin to sell. So that was the point of exit for me. All right, so I just adjusted it. So a 6% trade. So let's play price now and see exactly what happened. Okay, now I'll place the trade. Come here, click on place trade, and then this was not a market entry, this was a buy stop entry. All right, then save. Now let's see what happened. Okay, now for management, I'm not going to bore you with management because we manage our trades differently. So I'll play this now. I'm already in this trade. You can see my entry has been set, my take profit up there, my stop loss below this. Let's play this and see what happens. Okay, now we are in the trade. Price played around. So this is how I manage my trade. I'll wait for price to come above here impulsively. A very strong candle close above that. If there is no POI, a likely POI, price might come back to retest down here. Then I'll move my stop loss to break even. So let's see what happens. All right, so play this. Price plays around for a while, and eventually price closed above like so. So I can see down here that there is no POI. The price is probably going to come back to. Everything here has been mitigated. So at this point I will move my entry to break even. So I can move this, my entry, move this to break even like so. So this becomes a risk-free trade. All right, so I'll also show you how I trail my stop loss. I wait for a strong candle close, then I'll trail my stop loss. So at this point I'll just holding and watching, observing. So now that price has closed above, I will now trail my stop loss like so below this point here, because the way I'm thinking now, I'm saying to myself, price might, you know, come back all the way. This is like a 1 hour break of structure, even though not very strong, but price might come all the way and come and mitigate this other block and continue to the upside. Of course, I'm not looking for any entries here because there's no inducement, but this is me protecting my stop loss and locking in some profit. So now let's see what happens eventually, and then voila, price took me out for a 6% trade. So eventually price smashed our take profit. So this was a very beautiful trade. So 2 trades for the week. One was a loss, one was a win, both on GBPUSD. So we are sitting at a 5% profit for the week. If you like this video, guys, do well to smash the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on my next content. All right, guys, stay safe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.